Hello, it's the Curious Lo here with another review. Today I'm bringing you guys my biggest guilty pleasure movie. Now those of you that have been following my other channel for a while know that I'm a bit of a Disney nerd, so naturally my guilty pleasure movie is full of swearing, blood, and violence. It wouldn't be my guilty pleasure movie if it was my usual type of movie now, would it? The movie is Green Street Hooligans. Green Street Hooligans is the story of Matt Buckner, played by Elijah Wood, who has just been kicked out of Harvard for something he didn't do. He runs away to stay with his newly married sister in London, where he meets Pete, the leader of West Ham's firm, the GSC, or Green Street Elite. Matt finds himself thrust into the violent world of football hooligans, groups of average men who meet up outside of soccer matches to fight for pride. This movie has so much potential, but where it tends to fall short is in how they set up Matt's story. There's no way that a Harvard journalism major is going to suddenly be willing to knock the crud out of strangers. I understand that they need to give the audience a way to relate to what's going on, but this certainly is not the way to do it. Matt is whiny and way too meek at the beginning of this film, so it's completely unbelievable when he changes as quickly as he does. The amount of unrealistic change in his character borders on melodrama. Really everything to do with the Harvard sequences is very melodramatic. Even his rival's name, Jeremy Van Holden, just feels like a jerk name. It's very over the top. I think a better way to give us a more realistic protagonist is to show us someone who already has a little bit of knowledge of the firms, but maybe not enough to know what he's getting himself into. That way he doesn't feel so much like a greenhorn. But sadly, as much as it pains me to say it, I just don't think that Elijah could have carried this character any better than he already did. Even with better lines or a better drawn-out character, he just doesn't have the bad boy look or the bad boy persona that this character needs. Now, that being said, I do think that this movie has some great qualities. It wouldn't be a guilty pleasure movie if I hated it. A lot of critics seem to latch on to the fact that this film has a plot that drags, with no real end destination, but I think that's why I like it. Much like the characters in this movie, I'm drawn in by the senseless violence. I find something intriguing about football hooligans, made all the more interesting by the fact that real people participate in this lifestyle. Other than Elijah Wood, the members of the GSC are wonderfully cast and seem genuinely elated to be fighting other men. They have a raw intensity that's palpable throughout the whole movie. The cinematography for this movie is clean and not distracting. Part of the reason that I like this movie so much, even though it's so far away from my normal taste, is that I can actually watch it and understand what's happening. The fight scenes aren't shaky or blurry. I can follow each character and know where they are and what they're doing, which is a lot more than can be said for a lot of films in this genre. The fight scenes and exposure of this underground fight club really draw me in, and with a better origin story and lead actor, this really could have been a fantastic film. I'm going to have to give Green Street Hooligans a 6 out of 10.